Hi and welcome to the Resources Roadhouse. I'm Wally and I'm at the 2025 RIU Resources Roundup in Sydney, catching up with Brendan Cummins of Black Canyon. Brendan, good to see you again.
Yeah, no, it was a pleasure, Wally.
All right, we do catch up quite regularly at these events, but since the last time we caught up, your Wandanya project has grown in some status, let's say.
Yeah, look, it's really taken front and centre for the company. I was looking at my deck from last year at the Sydney RIU and I had one slide on the Wandanya project, but this year it's dominated by Wandanya. It's a really exciting discovery that we've made up in the northeast Pilbara. It's a greenfields discovery. No one's ever sampled it, let alone drilled it, mapped it. To date, we've got a 3 kilometre long manganese system. It's a unique strata-bound style of mineralisation, and the small amount of drilling we have done only extends for 240 strike metres, so we've really tickled it. We've only scratched the surface of what this could be. It's dipping shallowly to the east. It's like a seam of mineralisation. So for me as a geologist, very easy to target. Just keep banging holes down dip. Quite simple. There's also iron ore associated with it, higher up in the system, and we're going to put some holes into that as well. And it could be a metre thick, could be 30 metres thick. But at surface, those samples are running 60 to 65% iron ore, so it's hematite. So very low phos. All the impurities are very low as well. So exciting days for the company as we look towards drilling.
All right, so the two deposits, the manganese and the iron, are they sort of, forgive my un-geo speak, but are they mangled together or are they separate things?
They seem to be quite discrete.
Yeah.
I think there'll be some overlap in the system somewhere, but the mapping shows them to be quite discrete. The iron ore is quite high up in the system and the manganese is quite low. And that's because during the mineralising event, I'm theorising that the fluids have come up some structures, they've replaced the carbonate horizon, dumping out manganese. Then when all the manganese is dumped out, there's only iron left in the fluid, and the iron ore dumps out higher up in the system. So that's why it's quite unique. Has many similarities to Woody in terms of the mineralogy and the grade, and some of the alteration as well is also quite similar. So really, it's a bit of a, I hate to use the word, but a game changer for the company as well, to find this style of mineralisation that everyone's been trying to find for a very long time up in the Pilbara.
And even though it's not gold, there are two commodities that are still quite valuable in their own way.
I like to call manganese the black gold. It's still valuable. It's worth about 2.5 times iron ore, so intrinsically there is a high value in the manganese ore. In terms of manganese utilisation, more than 90% of it goes to the steel industry. So there's a lot of value in the ground here. If we can prove up a resource and move it through a scoping study this year, that'll be an outstanding result for the company as well.
All right, so manganese deposits in Australia, are there many of them, or are they of any sort of size?
This is it, right? Manganese in Australia it's on a decline. You've got Woody, which has apparently got 5 years left. It's quite a deep mine as well, and you've got Groote Islanders up in the Northern Territory, where they had that mishap with the ship loader running into the infrastructure. They're rebuilding that. But according to even that public information, that operation only had 5 years mine life left as well. So there's going to be a lack of Australian high-grade manganese coming out of the country in the next 5 to 10 years. By the time we drill it out, do the studies, do the baseline environment, we should hopefully slip into that void and be able to produce into that with this project. Look, I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's because I'm really excited about what we've found.
There's nothing wrong in getting ahead of yourself. there's no point going out and hitting the ground and doing all these things if you don't have some imagination of what it is you're trying to achieve.
So Wandanya's been a real gift for the company. Just to be able to find something in a greenfields, because a lot of companies are model driven, and we weren't. I just saw manganese on the ground from the old Google satellite Earth and picked up the ground and did the rock chips and just wanted to find out how much manganese could be there.
All right, so you're saying your focus is really switched onto Wandanya at the moment. What about the rest of the portfolio what's happening with there?
Well, I guess in the last 3 years we've also discovered and drilled out the largest mineral resources for manganese in WA, second largest in Australia. So we've got over 300 million tonnes in resource at the moment. We're not ignoring that. I think they will dovetail in nicely with what we do with the high-grade manganese. So the beauty with the high-grade manganese, that could get you into cash flow sooner rather than a larger, lower-grade deposit. So at some point in the future, we can hopefully get those cash flows and see how they can work into a larger project down at the Balfour Manganese field. So we're certainly not ignoring it. There's a lot of value there as well, and it's just waiting for timing in terms of the manganese market as well is really important.
All right, so when do we anticipate hearing the next lot of news out of Wandanya?
Well, I'm heading out bush again next week. We'll put in the grid lines for the drilling, and then I've got a drill rig booked for around middle of June. It'll be 2 to 3 weeks out there, and hopefully we'll be pulling up big black bags full of manganese from that drill program, and we can let the market know at the right time.
Yeah, all right. Well, make sure you let us know if that happens.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right. Great to see you, Brendan.